Welcome to Faith Fiction and Folklore, or the Triad Podcast, where we try our best not to F the podcast up. And today, Gary, how are you?
I'm hanging in there, man. How are you?
Hanging in there as much as I can.
Yeah, yeah.
And today we're going to review, to my regret, but I also want to pick it apart, Halo, the show. Not the game, but the show.
Yeah.
Well, and it was awful. It was terrible. It made me very upset.
Why'd it make you upset, Trevor?
Uh, Basically, they took the Master Chief, the main character, and Dr. Halsey, another one of the main characters, and then they rewrote their own version of Halo. They used a few of the locations. One of the sergeants is in there too, but he's not even really close to acting like the character in the books or the game. And it was just it was terrible all around. It was so terrible that Paramount Plus gave it to Netflix basically after after 2 seasons.
Yeah. Well, let me
And
give a summation of the first episode.
oh
If
yeah,
I
probably
will.
be wise.
So we'll
Yeah.
start with episode 1 because that's the only one I watched. I have a feeling they spent most of their budget on episode 1.
Yeah,
Season
most
one.
of their
Am I
budget
right?
was the first season, and
I
they lost money. And so they tried to do a second season, and it just wasn't going anywhere because they didn't stick to any of the lore whatsoever
Yeah.
and made up their own story.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
All right, well, let me summarize episode 1 here. So the story opens up with a bunch of obnoxious people in a bar watching an unrelated news story.
Spoiler alert for
Yeah,
anybody who
yeah.
hasn't seen it.
Spoilers, super spoilers. But hey, we don't want you to we don't want you to watch it. So what do we
So-
care? So it starts out with a bunch of obnoxious people in a bar, and they're watching an unrelated news story, and they're playing cards, space cards, and they shoehorn in the most like confusing. Like I honestly lost track what was going on, but they shoehorn a conversation about the Spartans in there just to get everybody good and hyped up. And
Yeah.
it's literally I cannot remember the name of the cliche, but it's literally one of those as you know type conversations where all the characters are already aware of the information, but they're still stating it anyway because they need the audience to be aware of the information.
It's
So-
like a secret service type of deal.
It's a completely pointless conversation that is done just so the audience can get teased about what's going to happen.
Right.
And the thing is these people are just awful to each other. And, you know, there's this black girl that's really rude to this old white guy, and this old white guy that's really rude to this young white guy. And, you know, they've all got like these weird mullets, and it's all ugly and dystopian, and it's just gross. It's just a gross aesthetic. The people are unlikable. So already in the first scene, you have zero investment
Yeah.
in this thing. And the next scene cuts to some teenagers who are, I guess, taking a drug route. So apparently they wanted to get high, which is
Yeah.
the opening of any slasher movie. And it's such a confusion of genres because these characters are all terrible to each other. They're all mean-spirited. And they're like, hey, come on, man, let's get high. Let's get stoned. You know, and they like literally cheat like toast with the little root balls.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, these people are going to die. And I'm not sad about it. Because, you know, like it's like every Friday the 13th movie you've ever seen. The unlikable characters get destroyed by the monsters. And so
Right.
it's no surprise what happens. Basically, one of the girls hears something. So instead of taking the root ball and getting high, she goes and investigates the noise and sees a Covenant ship. And she runs back and she's like, oh my goodness, we got to get out of here. It's the Covenant. But of course she can't because she dug up that flower and got all our friends high. So this girl who survived, spoiler by the way, is the one who's, you know, lives because she's the only one that wasn't high. But I just want to make it abundantly clear that your lead for this show killed all her friends because she got them high right before an alien attack. So
Yeah.
this is who you're supposed to root for. We're off to a great start. It's fantastic. We're off to a great start. I've got a great feeling
That
about this series.
I will say this: the Covenant did when they first come across humans. They thought that humans were parasites, and they had to wipe them out. So that part they did get right. The Covenant just hated humankind, and they wanted nothing left behind when wiping us out.
Well, they probably took one look at those mullets and were like, we got to do something about this. This is a
Yeah,
crime against hair. But anyway.
yeah. Uh,
Anyway, so the unlikable girl's like the only one who doesn't die in the explosion, you know, because her friends
yeah.
couldn't run very well because she'd gotten her friends high and killed them. So anyway, she runs into the fort. I guess the fort's kind of vaguely figured out something's going on, but apparently this was one of the first things that didn't make any blasted sense to me about the setup of this thing. So the people in this camp, they are rebels. They don't like the main galactic empire. I guess the
The
Spartans are
UNSC.
yeah, so the Spartans are like part of this, you know, galactic empire or whatever, and they're fighting the
Yeah,
freedom fighters or whatever.
they're rebels. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's actually accurate in the main lore. Is there's a lot of rebellions going against the UNSC.
Sure. But I guarantee you in the video games, the rebellions are at least aware of the fact that the aliens exist.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that was what was
So
stupid about this. In the show, where aliens are like clearly like an established enough thing that they built Spartans to fight them. In
yes.
that world, this rebel camp didn't know what the aliens were and were completely taken aback.
Yeah, and they would have been prepared to fight at least a little bit,
Yeah,
but they were still in the dark about the Covenant, which didn't make any blasted sense at all.
right. It's absolutely ridiculous in universe, and they only did it to play up the slasher vibe.
Yeah.
But
And the tactics that the Covenant had, they would not have went in there just like that, like they did, and just gung ho. They would have went in completely invisible and slaughtered everyone.
right,
No, nothing left
that's true
behind.
because they had those little cloaking shields, you know. So why
Yeah.
even bother charging the gate, which is what they do.
Yeah, and it
So
wouldn't have been with just one ship. It would have been several ships.
well, all
And
the
then
rebels had was like machine guns. They just bombed them out of orbit.
yeah,
Turn
they
them.
yeah, it's called glassing. They just glassed them
We'll see.
to
There you
begin
go.
with.
There's already a term.
Game over. But it might have just been a scouting group that come across this small place. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Is one of the hallmarks of bad writing is you gotta fill in the blanks because they don't tell you anything.
Yeah,
You know, it doesn't make any sense for this group in that world to not know anything about aliens and to be completely taken aback.
yeah,
So, but anyway, and here's the other thing: is this is all done. So when the Covenant attacks, we're really scared that the girl and these people are going to die. And we need to be scared that these people that we've gotten somewhat invested in are going to die because that's going to make us root for Master Chief and the Spartans when they show up. But here's the thing. We already hate these characters.
yeah,
So when when the Chief and all these other guys, the Spartans show up, you're like, oh, yay. That girl's going to live.
yeah. And that's something else that pissed me off is throughout the entire books and the game, Master Chief is with Blue Team. So they changed it to I think it was Gray Team. Is that right?
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, no, it's they changed it to Gray Team, and so his team is not his original team at all. Which anyone who knows the Master Chief, he does not give up his team that he has,
Right.
unless it's some, unless they're all doing something else. If they're busy somewhere else, that's fine. But it would have still been called Blue Team
Mm-hmm.
because that's the Master Chief's color, I guess. I don't know.
See, that's such a pointless change to make.
Yeah,
Maybe somebody
you
just
could
got
have
it
just called it Blue
confused or
Team.
something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they didn't follow hardly any of the lore.
Yeah.
The side characters that they did use, um, I don't remember their names, but they were not the original characters' names. And then they gave them kind of the similar characteristics. Like there's Fred, who's in the original books and stuff, who's the big tank looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two girls, um, one of them is a sniper, and one of them is she uses a shotgun basically.
Yeah.
So she's up close and personal, which they kind of got the characteristics right, but they didn't give them the right names. It's like you could you guys could have very easily used all the right stuff for this, but they
Are
didn't.
are the names in the books?
Yeah, the names are in books. Fred, Linda is a sniper. I can't remember the girl with the shotgun. I don't remember her name. And there's one more. Fred, Linda, Kelly. Kelly's the girl with the shotgun. So there's one more. It has ran from my mind. But those are the three he uses most. Is Fred, Linda, and Kelly. Sam. Sam is the last one. And he actually dies early on in the Halo lore. And I don't think they ever replaced him. So there's always four to the Master Chief's team. Originally there was a total of five, the Master Chief and four others. And then Sam dies. But that's in the original lore. And
Well,
anyways, and early on in the timeline that they would have been in, they didn't have the armor upgrades that they had in this show
okay.
as early as they are. But that's totally side lore that we can
Yeah.
ignore. But
Okay.
continue.
No, no, you're good, man. That's I never read the books and I never got into it like that heavy. I'm just looking at it from a plot standpoint. My point is you don't like the characters. You're not invested in the characters. So when the chief shows up, you don't care because they were all
No.
jerks to each other. And it's like, why I have zero investment in whether any of these people make it or not. And that's your first
Yeah.
problem. And that tells you you're in for a long show. Anyway, so the Spartans come in and save the day, and then the girl, Mrs. I killed all my friends because I got them high. Trying to think of a good short name for her, the murderess. I'll call her the murderess. She makes it because of course she does, and she's the only one. Her dad. This was the other dumb thing in that fight. Her dad somehow survives. And it looks like, Murderess and her dad are going to actually, reunite. And then for some inexplicable reason, one of these hunters or elite, warriors shows up and starts stalking towards dad. Of course, he's wounded. He's already been ambushed by the Spartans. The Spartans are crawling all over the freaking fortress at this point. There is no blasted way this thing, if it's sentient at all, is going to be trying to stalk over to kill the last two humans in that fort when there's a bunch of Spartans roaming around. He doesn't have a weapon except for the sword thing. He's beat. He needs to get out of Dodge.
No, if that's part of the elites,
They have to kill humans.
if they retreat at all, they are banished from their lands. They are seen as a disappointment, and they either die fighting, which is an honorable death, and it's part of their great journey, which is what they believe in, which is why
Well,
they see humans as parasites.
Well, you would think he'd want to die fighting a tough opponent instead of going after
Yeah, no,
a
the elites.
stoner and her dad.
Yeah, the elites would have just been like, screw the humans. All our attention's on these
Yeah.
Spartans or demons, as they called them,
Yeah.
and they would have focused all on the Spartans.
Right.
But him marching over to Dad to kill him is just
Yeah.
completely out of the norm.
Because you could already tell in the minds of whoever wrote this, this is a slasher film in space.
Yeah,
That's how they tried to play it, but they failed to realize that when you kill, like when you make all your initial cast in the beginning unlikable, because that's typically what's done in a slasher film, nobody's gonna care if they get saved, you know. And
yeah.
that was the big problem with this. But anyway, so she lives, and then Master Chief and them guys leave. They don't do anything with the girl, and there's really no reason for them to not.
That's another thing
Mm-hmm.
that pissed me off. Just got under my skin. The real Master Chief would have. He would have done everything he could have to save as many people as he could have.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have just been like, "Oh, just take them out, just as much as we can, and then we'll move on." He wouldn't have done that. He would have
Yeah.
saved all of them. He would have taken the girl and the dad with him and saved them, regardless of what they are, rebels, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he would have tried to at least save them.
Well, it didn't make any sense with the narrative of the story either, because now you have this clunky transition, because you already know, because the murderess lived, she's gonna join the Master Chief. Like, that's kind of the promise of the story at that point, to
Right.
deny to prevent the chief from basically saving her. You're just putting that off, and the audience already knows it's going to happen. And the way that they do it is just incredibly contrived. They have her follow the Spartans for no apparent reason. You don't know why she goes after him. It's like, what do you want to accomplish? I mean,
She has nowhere else to go.
yeah, she has nowhere else to go. But why go with them? I mean, there's like got to be communications with the other rebels. There's people that probably need to be told that their families are dead.
Yeah.
And she is the daughter of the commander of that entire thing. And
and
later in the story, you realize that she was very loyal to her father's cause. So she
Yeah.
would have known about some of the mechanics. She would have been invested in some of the people there. She would have wanted to tell loved ones.
She would have at least tried to go to a neighboring base or
Yeah,
whatever.
a neighboring base. Like, she's the only one left to take care of the aftermath. But, we got to have our knockoff of, our Diet Coke version of the hero's journey.
Disney.
And, yeah. And so she's got to go with them. Now, if Master Chief or somebody had actually turned back to her and said, you can't stay here because A, B, and C, and this is just going to have to be left because there isn't time to do anything else because the Covenant's coming or whatever. She's with the group, and you've covered up a plot hole. You've dealt with the plot hole. She can't deal with the aftermath because there's more bad guys on their way, and they got to get her out.
Yeah.
Something like that, But they didn't think that far ahead. They wanted that. Ooh, he's turning away because he doesn't care. He's a stone-cold soldier without a soul. But he's going to get his soul back when he touches the alien artifact in the cave, which is the next scene. And I'm like, what the crap is this? So,
Yeah, that's another thing. We'll get there.
yeah. So anyway, girl tags along. And girl tags along with them just because, she's going to join anyhow. And the Spartans go to the cave, and they shoot an alien. And they come across an artifact, and Master Chief gets a vision because he touches the said artifact first. And I'm not really sure the mechanics of that, but anyway.
Well, there's whole backlore to it. The creators of the universe were forerunners. That's what they're called. And this was a forerunner artifact, which was part of the elite's great journey, was to find these artifacts and collect them because they help them, which all it is forerunner tech. the Forerunners were so tech savvy that, and they knew a lot of stuff, and they wound up wiping themselves out more or less on accident. The Forerunners did, and
Gotcha.
so this is thousands and thousands of years after the Forerunners, and that's a whole side thing we could get into.
Yeah,
But
it's funny how the engineers of the universe always destroy themselves in these lores. That seems to be like a running trope. I'm not sure why that is.
yeah, well, they come across the flood, and the flood devours everything it comes across.
Right.
And so the Forerunners were fighting the flood, and
They
they
lost.
they wound up setting off the halo rings,
Mm-hmm.
and that's basically how everything got reset. And now humanity is, anyways. So
Well, he
I
touches
don't
the
know where I was going
artifact.
with it.
He
Yeah,
touches the
touches.
Forerunner tech. And he gets a vision of his folks. Apparently, they'd wiped his memory. Is that lore? They wipe your memory of your parents?
No,
Yeah,
no.
see, I thought that was stupid. So,
The lore is Dr. Halsey,
uh-huh.
the scientist lady. She found all these kids that were perfect for her research to make the Spartans. And so she cloned them and gave them the clones and traded them for the kids. Some of them she did kidnap them. Yes, that is true. The Master Chief, I believe, he was a foster kid, so it wasn't hard to replace him. She just went in and basically was acted like a mom and took Captain Keyes with her, and he was the dad, and they foster parented the Master Chief. It was that easy for them on the Master Chief.
Yeah. Well, he apparently had a memory of his folks. So, there was that. And anyway, so when the alien runs out, when the alien they were shooting at during this whole artifact incident runs out the cave, knocks the girl over, and I guess the murderess swooned because she, Master Chief comes out of the cave and she's unconscious. And even though he left her for dead the first time, when he sees her unconscious, he's like, "Well, I got to help her now."
Yeah,
And
which
so
he would not have left her for dead.
well, it's a redundant scene because it's like, why have him reject her the first time and then take her the second time?
No,
It doesn't make sense. So anyway, so
it's terrible writing. That's what it
horrid
is.
writing. It's horrid writing. And so they, he tells his group to go do something else. I don't even remember what. And then he takes the girl. And then I guess the next scene, they try to get the girl to tell everybody what happened. And she's like, "Well, I'm going to lie about it because my dad," which made her just so likable. I mean, this girl's a charmer. Like that entire scene with the young girl that was like the hologram, and then this girl that's the murderess.
Yeah.
That entire scene made no sense because she was like, "Well, look, can you tell people what happened so they know the Covenant's real?" Which I don't know why they don't know the Covenant's real already. I mean, why else build Spartans? But she's like, "I hate you, and I am going to honor my dad by lying about his death." And so, because, that would have done it. So apparently she's so angry at this government that... But the thing that was really interesting was she still called it propaganda in the writing, She's like, "I know about your propaganda."
Mm-hmm.
Like, they literally just killed your father. You know it's not propaganda anymore.
It's
So
the truth.
Why are you calling it propaganda? It's not. Like, it's one thing to say, "I'm going to lie about what happened because I hate you." It's another thing to still assert that they're lying when you already know they're not lying, and you've just threatened to lie because you know they're not lying. Like it was like the
That's just
most
confusing.
stupid thing. Like they did not know the motivation for this character at all. And
And yeah, the UNSC would not have put her in that place. They would have just done it themselves.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, so she's cantankerous and uncooperative and apparently illogical. So they decide to kill her. And at the same time, the doctor lady's trying to figure out what's going on with Master Chief because apparently the alien Forerunner tech gave him enlightenment and a dream about his parents or something. So it's like an enlightenment box, and it gives him memories of his folks.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and
so,
in the lore, in the books and stuff, and in the game, Dr. Halsey was basically his mom, more or less, and she acted like his mom instead of she's worried about him because his memory's coming back.
yeah,
Dr. Halsey is painted as this evil, crazy scientist, which in the books and in the games, she is kind of a mad scientist type deal, but she's also a very loving mother,
right.
which they did not portray her as a loving mother at all in the show.
Yeah, they didn't. I didn't get mom vibes. I got ex girlfriend, and they had a past vibes, but I didn't get mom vibes out of that character, and from the show anyway. So anyway, so they get Murderous and Master Chief on the ship, or they're on the ship, and they're flying to somewhere else. And along the way, the what is it called? The Empire equivalent that built the Spartans.
UNSC.
UNSC, thank you. Well, they send the kill order for the crazy Murderous, and Master Chief, because he's got his memory back, doesn't want to. And this goes from like 0 to 10 in like 30 seconds because it's like, well, we got to kill Master Chief now, even though presumably he's like a multi-billion-dollar project. It's like no hesitation. It's like, oh, he's a troubled, he's trouble. We got to get rid of him. And I thought that was weird. I was like, you don't have the savior of humanity being the bad man right at like episode 1, because then why would they trust him on big missions in the first place if he was already a loose cannon?
Yeah, see, in the games and the lore,
Yeah.
it took 4 games to get to the point they did in 1 episode. Because
Oh yeah.
in the games, Cortana, which is Master Chief's partner through the whole time of you playing the games,
Right.
she is AI, and after seven years of an AI existing, they start to get rampancy, and so Cortana gets rampancy, and the Master Chief basically tells the UNSC, gives them the bird more or less, and goes after her against the UNSC's wishes.
What's rampancy?
Rampancy is when AI overloads on information.
So she's
And
going bonkers.
she starts to, yeah, she's overloaded. So you know how you have a, let's say a USB, and you fill it full,
Yeah.
and it starts wigging out on you. Same thing with AI. If an AI starts after, it's like 7 years, I think, starts rampancy, they just wipe their memory and delete them and
Okay.
get a new AI.
That's
And
what
so
it does.
basically after 4 games, yeah, which took years and years,
Years and years
they
apart. Yeah.
they crammed all of that into 1 episode.
Yeah,
More or less.
I thought making him public enemy number 1 in episode 1 was ridiculous. It's like, guys, there's this thing called escalation. You got to work towards that. You can't just jump into him being the big bad, or like him turning against his peers right out of the gate. Like, you can't do that. You got nowhere to go now. It's just episode 1.
Yep.
So anyway, there's a bunch of tomfoolery that happens between the time he decides not to kill her, and then the time that they actually land in the hangar, because like somebody shot something and brought the ship down, but it didn't get destroyed. It just landed softly.
For a
Anyway,
brick, he flew pretty good.
yeah. I didn't hear that last part. I apologize, but anyway.
For a brick, he flew pretty good. That's like the
Oh,
most. That's one of the most famous lines in the Halo franchise.
for a break, Chief. Say
For
that
a brick,
slower.
for a brick, he flew pretty good.
Oh, for a brick, he flew pretty good. Okay, yeah. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that was
Yeah,
yeah. It fell. They shot it and it fell like a brick into the hangar.
yeah,
So it should have
uh,
exploded, but it or crushed them, but it didn't.
yeah,
So anyway, so they're fine, but all the soldiers are like surrounding the ship, and it's like all is lost. Even though I really don't care what's going to happen at this point because I'm already kind of confused. But before we even get to that, they removed his helmet in
yeah.
episode one.
I wanted to get to that.
In episode one, I'm like,
Yeah, no,
guys,
that
the
made me hate
Mandalorian.
the show.
Well, the Mandalorian at least waited till the end of season one, and it was a
Yeah,
big reveal. You know, no, they couldn't get past one episode before removing his freaking helmet.
yeah. And in the games and in the lore, he never takes it off.
Right? Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
the
mean,
whole shtick.
in the first video game, he does take it off, but you don't get to see his face.
Right? Because there's nowhere to go from there. You got to tease that crap until you're sure you're done.
Yeah,
And
and
then you
that
have to
was
make another 3 video games after the fact that don't do as well.
actually Halo 2 did the best. Like it made so much money. I don't remember their numbers, but there were people chasing other people down in the streets um, outside Walmart to get Halo 2.
I remember dying so much in that game. So terrible. I was so terrible at it.
It's okay. We all were.
No, there was some pretty. Oh, I got killed a lot, but anyway,
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. So Master Chief takes off his helmet in episode one, so we've got no teases left for
Yeah.
for episode
And
2 or the series as a whole. And so when all's lost, and he's got his helmet off, and the soldiers are all around the ship, he decides to touch the artifact again. We never know why he decides to do this, because at this point in the show, all he knows is that it's got psychic powers.
yeah. Well, that is one thing that they hit on in the lore is the Master Chief has something that no other Spartan has, and that is just sheer luck.
Yeah.
It's just luck. He's lucky. So
There
if
you
you
go.
know the lore and stuff, he's just lucky. That's why he touched it. He just it's the luck of the draw.
Well, he touches it again for no apparent reason. And it turns out not only does this artifact have psychic powers, it's an EMP. And it basically knocks out the power of everyone and neutralizes all of their weapons in one go.
Yep.
Lucky. And I don't even remember what happens after that. The whole thing was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I guess Murderous lived, so yay.
Yeah.
But
Well, the his ship doesn't get EMP'd, and the artifact fires up his ship,
oh,
and
that's right.
they
Yes.
escape.
Yes, they fly off. So
Yep.
now Master Chief, the big hero of the army, is on the run in
And that's how-
episode 1.
And that's how episodes 2 starts. And I'm a huge fan of Halo. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan. I've read through a lot of the books. I
Uh-huh.
played all the games. Um, I wouldn't call myself a super fan by any means or stretch. I don't know all the lore, but I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, I fell asleep through episode 2.
It's because they had nowhere to go.
It was terrible. I never fall asleep on any shows, hardly at all.
Well, they
And I
spent
fell
all-
asleep on one of my favorite games ever. And Master Chief is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
That's what I based Turtle Chief off of.
Mhm.
And I fell asleep to the show they made.
It's just disappointing, man. No, I feel you. I feel you. It's like it you could tell it was going to be a cheap and terrible show, and they spent all their money on episode 1 trying
Yeah,
to get that initial excitement, those initial clicks, because it wasn't actually about making a good show. It was about turning a quick profit. So they were going to lure everybody in and then, feed them crap after episode 1. And you could tell that's what they were going to do right from the beginning.
yeah. And I know somebody. I don't know if it was my brother or somebody else. He he got Paramount Plus just to watch the Halo show, and after the first episode, he got rid of his Paramount Plus.
It's like, I've
I
been
think it,
had.
I think it was my brother, and he told me, "Don't watch it. It's not worth your time."
Yeah, well,
It may have been somebody else, but
it was a waste of time, that's for sure.
yeah,
And I don't know if you want to go through the whole series, but
no,
that was
not really,
episode 1. I mean,
not
we
really.
did wade through 12 episodes of crap.
I don't really want to
And
watch the rest of it.
yeah, I mean, it's like, you don't need to really review the rest of the show, because it's like after episode 1, it's like, guys, you've already seen the whole thing. They just
Yeah,
crammed like 10 video games inside of an episode and got through all
yeah,
the major story beats. So now there's nowhere to go. I mean, it's already over. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do with the murderess, but I'm sure she's the key to something.
yeah. All they did was basically steal, in my opinion, a few of the main characters,
Uh huh.
and they came up with their own story and kind of tried to run with it. And anybody who's a fan of Halo is not going to like that. Not going to
Yeah,
like it.
that it's amazing. In an age where IPs or like storylines or brands or what they're using to sell everything, you would think they'd have enough common sense to try to be as consistent with the brand as possible if they want to make money. But I
I
think they
wonder
just
what
like to make fans mad, and then they like to complain about how they've made the fans mad because they're artists.
I wonder what Rotten Tomatoes says about it.
I'm sure they think it's fantastic. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll see.
I'm gonna,
Look it up really quick, and
I'm
we'll close
pulling it
out.
up right
We'll
now.
close it out with Rotten Tomatoes ranking.
No, I don't want to see your ad. Let's see. Um, apparently Rotten Tomatoes liked it. It got 80%.
Of course it would.
Huh.
It hit all their story beats, and they made the fan base mad. That's the rule. It's like if it makes everybody who made the show popular angry, then it's a critic's dream. They love it.
Wow.
Doesn't matter if it makes any sense or not. They hit all the Hollywood story beats. The what was that? The diversity, DEI. That's what it was. It hits all the DEI story beats, so they love it.
Yeah, if I wasn't, if I didn't know all the Halo stuff and play the games and everything, and I just didn't know anything about Halo, it would probably make an okay show.
No,
No,
see, I don't know anything about Halo as far as the lore, and I was still looking at this, going, "This is terrible."
really?
Like, they tried to like mesh the horror genre with the with the sci-fi genre, and it's like, guys, there's a reason that you have the hero rescue the puppy from a burning building. It's
Yeah,
because the puppy's sympathetic. If you're gonna have your hero, if you're gonna introduce your hero by having him swoop in at the last second to save everybody, you have to make the people he's saving likable.
right.
And they didn't even have enough sense to do that.
Yeah,
It's like they made them stoners and a bunch of irritable poker players at a bar. And I'm like, well, I have no
and
investment in these people getting saved, so why do I care about the hero coming in? Like, that's just common sense stuff. And the fact that they couldn't even do that, you're like, this thing's going to be a wreck.
a lot of the rebels actually had like their own little military forces, and they were more sophisticated in the lore.
Well, I'm sure they weren't a bunch of tweakers eating rotted dandelion herbs or whatever those things were. It's like, hey, here's a space flower that'll get you high. Aren't I relatable? Because that's what I do. I try plants, fry my brain. I wonder why I get killed by an alien. It was just like, why in the world would you do that? Because you got to spend way too long with those characters anyway. And then for you spend 10, 15 minutes with those people. And that's like an hour-long show.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's a quarter of your time on a cast that's going to die, and you don't even like them. That's insane. So it was just bad writing. Don't watch it.
You'll lose sleep. Just go to sleep.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of the show, I'm sure it'll make you cry. So
yeah,
I get upset.
Or a fan of the game.
Or what?
If you're a fan of the game, it'll make you cry.
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else to say about it. Do you?
No, don't watch it.
All right, don't watch it then. Okay, well, you know what, guys? That's all we have.
That's all we got for tonight.
We're gonna call it good. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Faith, Fiction, and Folklore. If you did, we would love it if you would subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Rumble. We can also be found on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Thank you again very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.